Dear students, today we will discuss about methods of formation of phenols. In our previous lecture, we discussed about their nomenclature, introduction, and their structure and bonding. Now, let us today discuss. Let us see how we can synthesize phenols. And the first method is alkali fusion of sulfonates. So, in this reaction, we have compounds like we can say ArSO3 and A. This is called sodium arene sulfonate. Sodium arene sulfonate. If we fuse it with sodium hydroxide, and the temperature range is from around 573 to 623 Kelvin, and we at this condition this reacts, they fuse together to give you sodium salt of phenol. So what we get, ArONA, and we get Na2SO3 minus, this is removed, and minus water. Now this upon acidic hydrolysis, this can undergo acidic hydrolysis, water, then we get alcohol, AROH. That is how you can get phenols from your alkali fusion of sulfonate. So we can represent, I will write some reaction for you. So suppose we have this compound SO3 negative, Na positive, and this compound is called sodium toluene sulfonate. So this is your sodium toluene sulfonate. So upon fusion with alkali, so reaction conditions are same, 573 to 623 Kelvin. So we get minus sodium sulfite minus water. So you get O negative Na positive CH3. So that's what you get. So upon adding dilute HCl, or we can also write H positive water. So basically this is acidic hydrolysis. So what we get, OH CH3. So that is how we can synthesize phenols from your sulfonates. But this reaction has many limitations. So the main disadvantage of this reaction is that fusion is usually carried out at high temperature. First is we require higher temperature, that is first limitation of this process. So you can see this is quite high temperature, and this leads to undesirable products, and leads to undesirable products. So the next limitation is that this method cannot be applied to salts of sulfonic acids, salts of sulfonic acids which contain substituents such as containing substituents such as this COOH, carboxylic acid, or halogen Cl, or even NO2. So does not apply here. So we cannot use this method in which we have these substituents on this aromatic benzene ring. So it has many disadvantages. So let us move to next method by which we can synthesize our phenol. So next is hydrolysis of diazonium salts. So it is very easy process by which we can synthesize phenol. So the reaction is, I will directly write reaction. This is your diazonium salt, N triple bond N positive, Cl negative. This is your benzene diazonium chloride. So its name is benzene diazonium chloride. So upon hydrolysis, if we add water here and in the presence of your sulfuric acid, this is your acidic hydrolysis, then we get this phenol OH plus nitrogen gas is released plus HCl is produced. So that is the reaction. How this is a diazonium salt. How we can synthesize phenol from diazonium salts? Basically, it is acidic hydrolysis. So let us move to next method by which we can synthesize these phenol. So this is from aryl halides. So generally these aryl halides, these are aryl halides. Yes, generally if we have to synthesize, suppose we have to get phenol here, then basically we have to replace this Cl by OH. It is a nucleophilic substitution, but aryl halides, they do not undergo nucleophilic substitution quite easily. So we need very harsh conditions for these reactions, because these aryl halides, their reactivity towards nucleophilic substitution is quite low. But we can convert this into phenol when we heat this chlorobenzene with 6 to 8% NaOH. These are the reaction conditions that are required, very harsh. 6 to 8% NaOH solution, temperature is around 623 Kelvin, and we also require high pressure. So pressure is 320 Kelvin. Under these conditions, if I have to write the reaction, then this will be your reaction plus 2 NaOH. The reaction conditions I have specified, I will write here, 6 to 8% NaOH, 623 Kelvin, 320 atmosphere. So this is not Kelvin, this is your atmosphere. So these are the reaction conditions, very harsh conditions. So under this condition we gets removed, NaCl is removed and minus water. So what we get is this sodium salt of phenol, sodium phenoxide, O negative, Na positive. This is called sodium phenoxide, and upon hydrolysis with HCl or acidic hydrolysis, minus NaCl, we get our desired product phenol. So but as I have told you that this chlorobenzene, its reactivity towards this nucleophilic substitution is quite low, because of this partial double bond character. Because of this resonance, they have partial double bond character, so that's why it is very difficult to break this bond. So we require harsher conditions, whereas alkyl halides, they can easily undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction, and this method is called Dawes process. So this method of preparing phenols from chlorobenzene is called Dawes process, and this process occurs through a benzene intermediate. The mechanism of this reaction, it involves benzene, so it occurs through benzene intermediate. So let us see what is benzene and how this reaction occurs. Let us see its mechanism. Suppose we have this chlorobenzene, this you have already done in your lower classes also, Cl. Now if we add NaOH, 6 to 8% NaOH and 623 Kelvin and your 320 atmosphere. So first we get benzene. So what is benzene? This goes here, this is removed, so we get benzene, and benzene is something like this. This is your benzene. These are highly reactive reaction intermediates. Now they can undergo a reaction. Nucleophilic addition OH negative can add here, but it adds here. So these electrons they shift here. So what we get is OH, and here you get a negative charge. Now this abstract a proton from water. This can abstract a proton from water, and we get your phenol. So this is how the reaction occurs. Phenol. So as phenols they are acidic in nature, so they can further react with NaOH to give you sodium phenoxide. So that's how you get sodium phenoxide. So we need acidic hydrolysis further to convert this. Upon adding dilute HCl we get phenol. So that is the mechanism of this reaction. So this reaction occurs through a benzene intermediate. This is your benzene. So very easy mechanism. This is the overall mechanism for nucleophilic substitution in your aryl halides. So this is somewhat different from alkyl halides because their reactivity is quite less, but we can enhance the reactivity of chlorobenzene if we have some substituents which can activate the benzene ring towards nucleophilic substitution reactions. So basically we require electron withdrawing groups on benzene. They increase the rate of reaction of aryl halides towards nucleophilic substitution. Let us see which type of compound we can choose. Now suppose we have parachloronitrobenzene. So this is your product, this chloro nitro. So parachloronitrobenzene. Now this nitro group is electron withdrawing group, so it will increase its rate of reaction towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now it can react with 2NaOH. Now the reaction conditions are milder relative to chlorobenzene. Now we require only 15% NaOH, and we require lesser temperature of around 433 Kelvin, and we don't require high pressure. So minus NaCl minus water. Rest of the reaction is the same, just it occurs at less harsher conditions at low temperature, and at it can now even occur at your atmospheric pressure. So NO2. Now this upon adding dilute HCl, it will give you this compound OH NO2 para-nitrophenol. This is your para-nitrophenol. Now suppose if we add one more nitro group. Generally when these groups they are present at ortho and para position, then they increase the rate of reaction. So this you have already discussed in your lower classes. So why they, when they are present at ortho and para position, they increase the rate of reaction. So you just have to remember. Now let us write the reaction. If we have more than one nitro group, then the reaction will become even less severe. We don't require that much severe condition. Now suppose we have two nitro groups, so both are electron withdrawing, so they will appreciably increase the rate of reaction. Now we just require aqueous NaOH, so very dilute NaOH solution even aqueous sodium carbonate can work. So even which is less basic than your sodium hydroxide, aqueous sodium carbonate, and temperature is also less, 403 Kelvin. And second step will be as usual acidic hydrolysis, because first we get sodium salt of this compound. So the product will be, I will write the product here, O negative, Na positive, NO2, NO2 upon dilute HCl. We have already added dilute HCl here. This is step, second step. Dilute HCl I will write separately so that you don't get confused. So OH, NO2, NO2. But if it is written like this, let first in first step we do these steps, in second step we do, then you can directly write this product from this. So this is the product 2,4-dinitrophenol. So this is your 2,4-dinitrophenol. Now suppose if you have 3 nitro groups, then they will further enhance the rate of reaction. So Cl, NO2, NO2, NO2. Now we can simply, it can be simply hydrolyzed with water at 323 Kelvin. So because 3 nitro groups, they are electron withdrawing, so they appreciably increase the rate of reaction, and the product will be your 2,4,6 trinitrophenol, NO2. So that is how you can prepare phenols from chlorobenzene, and you can have electron withdrawing groups in the benzene ring to increase the rate of reaction. So now let us move to next method, which is most important method, and the benzene, your phenol is prepared commercially using this method from cumene, and cumene is your isopropyl benzene. So basically in this step, first we prepare cumene from reaction of benzene and propene. This is your benzene. It reacts with your CH3 CH double bond CH2, which is propene, in the presence of phosphoric acid, and the temperature is 523 Kelvin, and we need some pressure also. So this is basically your Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. I will write its mechanism one by one. So you get isopropyl benzene, which is called cumene. So the structure of cumene is its trivial name, CH3 CH3 CH, or you can also write it like CH CH3 CH3. So both are same. So this is your cumene, or also called isopropyl benzene. Now this cumene, it undergoes aerial oxidation with oxygen. So I will write, so this is the complete step. We will do mechanism of each step one by one. So next, this cumene that we have synthesized, it will undergo, as I have told you, aerial oxidation with oxygen at around 368 to 403 Kelvin. This is your aerial oxidation, means oxidation using air. Our air contains oxygen, so basically you get hydroperoxide. The product will be cumene hydroperoxide. So that will be its structure, COOH CH3 CH3. This is your cumene hydroperoxide. Now this upon a reaction with the dilute sulfuric acid undergo rearrangement. Dilute sulfuric acid at around 323 to 363 Kelvin. These are the temperature range. So it undergoes a rearrangement to give you phenol. you get this phenol plus acetone. So that is how we can synthesize phenol from benzene. So this is the industrial process of synthesizing phenol, and the yield of phenol is quite low because it involves a number of steps, but still this is the method that is frequently used. Now let us see the mechanism how these steps they occur to give you phenol. So let us now see the first mechanism of this step, Friedel-Crafts alkylation. The first mechanism is Friedel-Crafts alkylation. So this is done with the help of phosphoric acid. So the first step is your phosphoric acid. It ionizes to give you H positive plus OPO3 negative H2 or H2PO4 negative. Now this proton, now it will add your propene in the next step, CH3 CH double bond CH2 plus H2. Now we will get a carbocation, and as secondary carbocations are more stable, so we get this carbocation CH3 CH positive CH3 isopropyl carbocation. Because secondary carbocation is more stable than primary carbocation. Now this carbocation which is generated, it will attack your benzene, in the next step. Your benzene, it gets attacked by this carbocation that is generated from propane. So basically you get a Wieland intermediate which is resonance stabilized. So I will just write the resonance stabilized intermediate. This is also called Wieland intermediate. So here is the positive charge. So here is your CH3 twice CH, and here is the hydrogen. So next step, as is usual, to regain aromaticity, it will lose this proton. So this proton can be abstracted by O negative PO3H2 or H2PO4 negative. So it gives its electron here. So this proton goes to here. So what we get? We get cumene. So this is how, this is your typical mechanism of a Friedel-Crafts alkylation. This is the how this reaction occurs. So we have obtained cumene. So this is the mechanism of this first step, Friedel-Crafts alkylation of benzene to give you cumene. Now in the next step, this cumene will be aerially oxidized to cumene hydroperoxide. Now let us do the mechanism of this second step, in which this cumene, now we are doing the mechanism of second step. This is the second step. Cumene, CH3 H upon aerial oxidation. The reaction conditions we have already written. Aerial oxidation, it forms a hydroperoxide, cumene hydroperoxide. It is a free radical reaction, you have to remember. OOH, your CH3 CH3. So we will do the mechanism of this reaction. So it is a free radical mechanism, and we require a radical initiator. A radical initiator is required. So let us see the generally the free radical reactions. The first step is initiation. So the first step is initiation. So as I have told you, we require a radical initiator to start the reaction. So I will generally represent this radical initiator as R dot. This is our general radical initiator. There are so many compounds that can occur as a initiator. So let us see what will happen. So C6H5 C CH3 CH3, this your H. So upon adding radical initiator, what happens is that it undergo homolytic cleavage, and we represent them by half arrow. So we get a C6H5 CH3 CH3 radical here. Now it can undergo further reaction plus RH. Now the second step will be as usual propagation. So this radical which is initiated, it will react with your molecular oxygen, which is also paramagnetic. That can be explained on the basis of molecular orbital theory. CH3 radical plus oxygen, which is a diradical. Now they combine with one another. So we get C6H5 CH3 CH3O radical. So now this radical that is generated, so it further can react with so I will write here C6H5 CH3 CH3O radical plus another molecule of cumene CH3 CH3 C6H5. Now it attacks here, so this undergoes your as usual homolytic cleavage to give you cumene hydroperoxide. Now this is the propagation step, so they keep on reacting repeatedly to increase the yield of this cumene hydroperoxide. So the first step was generation of your cumene from benzene and reaction with the propene. In the next step, it undergoes aerial oxidation to give you cumene hydroperoxide. So we have done mechanism of this step and mechanism of this step. Now we have to do mechanism of this rearrangement. So this is also quite easy mechanism. Now let us see how this cumene hydroperoxide it rearranges to phenol under acidic conditions. So let us see. I will write from here. So we have generated this your as I have told you cumene hydroperoxide. So I will write it CH3 C6H5 CH3OOH. Now the first step is protonation, because we are having acidic conditions. This rearrangement occurs under acidic conditions. So what we get CH3 C6H5 CH3O OH2 positive. In the next step, this bond breaks. There is the removal of water, minus water. You get CH3 C6H5 CH3O positive. Now this molecule it undergoes a phenyl shift, 1 to phenyl shift. This phenyl is shifted from this carbon to oxygen. This is called 1,2 phenyl shift. So what we get a carbocation here, CH3 CH3 positive O C6H5, and this carbocation is a resonance stabilized. So the beauty of this, that's why this migration occurs, that is a driving force, because this carbocation which is generated, it is a resonance stabilized double bond O positive C6H5. So this this carbocation that is generated after phenyl shift is resonance stabilized, and out of this phenyl and methyl, why this phenyl has shifted? Because phenyl has higher migratory aptitude, that we have already discussed in pinacol rearrangement. Migratory aptitude, that's why this phenyl group, it migrates, or we can say it shifts. There is 1 to phenyl shift to get a carbocation which is a resonance stabilized. Now what happens, this is attacked by water, this molecule is attacked by water, O H H. So you can show either here or anywhere. So what I can do, I will show here so that it is easier for you. Next step is addition of water, but I will show here. So how this water it will attack OH. So this is just to show you. So it attacks here, it goes here. You can also show the attack of water here, so it is up to you. So now this goes here, this goes here. So let us see what is formed. You get CH3 C. So this is the product after this addition of water. CH3 OH2 positive, OH2 positive, now OC6H5. So that is the product after the addition of water. Now in the next step there is a loss of this proton, so minus H. So all the steps are very easy, that there is, you just have to remember this. We have to do phenyl shift, and driving force for this is stability of this carbocation. Now let us see what we have got. So CH3 COH CH3O C6H5. Now we have to, as you know, we have to produce this acetone and phenol. Now we just have to shift this hydrogen from this oxygen to this oxygen. Just that is pending. Let us see how that occurs. Now in the next step we add plus H positive, and this proton addition is always a reversible process. So proton adds here. So this is to show this migration in 2 steps. OH CH3 OH positive C6H5. So now the next step, all of you can easily guess what will be the next step. In the next step, this proton will leave from here, because we have added proton, we have to remove proton, and this bond will break. So we will get acetone plus phenol minus H positive, we get CH3 C double bond O CH3 from here, CH3 C double bond O CH3, this bond breaks, plus our product C6H5OH or phenol that we have to produce. So this is the industrial process for synthesis of phenol. So it is actually quite easy, just it is a combination of 2-3 steps. First step is a synthesis of cumene from benzene and propene under acidic conditions. This is typical Friedel-Crafts alkylation step, general mechanism. Next step is aerial oxidation, which is a free radical mechanism. So they are like, first is initiation, then propagation, then termination, and third is your rearrangement under acidic conditions to give you phenol plus acetone. So this was quite easy process, quite lengthy, and it is the industrial process to synthesize our phenols. Now let us move to, and this is important, now let us move to next step. Next step is decarboxylation of phenolic acid. Suppose we have this OHCOONA. This is a sodium salt of phenolic acid. This is a sodium salicylate. We have already discussed, it is a sodium salt of salicylic acid. Now this upon distillation with soda lime. So what is soda lime? Soda lime is calcium oxide plus NaOH. So plus 2 NaOH, calcium oxide and heat. So distillation with the soda lime. So we remove minus Na2CO3, sodium carbonate, minus water. Sodium carbonate removes water, gets removed. So we get sodium phenoxide. So as you can see, then as the name suggests, decarboxylation. So from here this CO2 has been removed. So basically this is decarboxylation reaction. So decarboxylation of phenolic acids. So as a sodium carbonate minus water, so this is sodium phenoxide, and which as usual on reaction with dilute HCl, acidic hydrolysis, it will give you phenol. So that's how you can get phenol by another method, which is decarboxylation of phenolic acid. So next is from Grignard reagent. So this is yet another method by which we can synthesize phenols, but the most important, as I have told you, is the Dawes process and your from cumene. Now we have this Grignard reagent, PHMgBr, phenyl magnesium bromide. So upon reaction with oxygen, it forms OMgBr, and it undergoes hydrolysis, acidic hydrolysis, H positive water to give you phenol plus magnesium hydroxy bromide. So this is the reaction by which we can get phenol from Grignard reagent. And next is from coal tar. We can also get phenols from coal tar. Basically we have to do the distillation of coal tar and we get phenols and cresols. They are isolated from, there is a fractional distillation, middle oil fraction. The temperature range is 443 to, at this temperature range they are isolated 503 Kelvin. It is called middle oil fraction of coal tar, and we get your phenols and cresols. Coal tar distillation. So when we distill coal tar, then at this temperature range from which is called middle oil fraction, these phenols and cresols, they are isolated. So these were some methods by which we can synthesize phenols, and the most important is from cumene and Dawes process. These are two most common methods, and this is the industrial or commercial method to synthesize from cumene phenol. So that is all for today. In our next lecture we will discuss about their acidic character, which is a very important topic. So thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you.